We are so live.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Beth Stevens.
I'm Andy Lefkowitz.
And we have a lot of news today.
We sure do.
But we also have...
an incredible guest.
We do. Kristen Martin's here from WICKED.
Nessa Rose, guys.
Nessa Rose
Serious
is
business.
Here. Or the WICKED. Sometimes I like to call it that. But more importantly, big news.
Big news. Ready for this?
Big news, yes.
Lauren Ambrose is going to star as Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady on Broadway.
Wow.
The revival will also star Harry Haddon Patton in his New York stage debut as Henry Higgins, Norbert Leo Butz as Alfred P. Doolittle, and Diana Rigg, yes, Dame Diana
Thank
Rigg,
you.
there we go, as Mrs. Higgins.
So let's talk about this for a second.
Yes.
We had already known this was coming.
Yep.
Bartlett Sher's directing it at Lincoln Center, Vivian Beaumont, right?
Totally.
Lauren Ambrose.
Yeah.
Now, she's been on Broadway, but she has not been a singer on Broadway.
Yeah, well, she was almost a singer on Broadway.
She was announced for Funny Girl, and then it went away.
Yeah.
It dissipated.
Kind of got pushed aside.
But that's a big, big Julie Andrews role.
Indeed. I'm excited about it. Did you used to watch 6 Feet Under?
Yeah, everyone watched 6 Feet Under.
Okay, so she had this
She
great
got 2 Emmy
singing
nominations
moment.
for that.
2 Emmy
She got to
nominations. But
sing.
she's a great singer.
I have high hopes for this.
I'm
And, of
so
course,
pumped.
Norbert Leo Butz.
Norbert, my heart.
Our
Yes.
two-time Tony winner. And
We love
Dame
Norbs.
Diana Rigg.
Dame Diana Rigg.
That's a legend.
Something interesting about Dame Diana Rigg is over her career, she's been in 2 productions of Pygmalion on the West End.
Uh-huh.
One time in 1971 playing Eliza, and then years later in 2001, I believe, playing Mrs. Higgins. And Pygmalion is the basis for, as we know, My Fair Lady.
This.
Yeah.
So she could probably give the whole cast elocution
I
lessons.
bet she could,
Just
and she
saying.
just might.
She just might.
Yeah.
I should just say tonight.
Yes.
Tonight, Junk starts performances also at the Vivian Beaumont Theater. We're all about Lincoln Center. So this is
Yes.
Ayad Akhtar, the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, and it stars Stephen Pasquale. Really exciting. If you like a financial thriller, if you like junk bonds, if you like men in suits, like that. That's what it is. So break a leg, guys, and good luck.
Yes, I can't wait.
It's exciting, yes.
I'm totally pumped about it.
And we have some more news, which is
Yes.
Queen Leslie, our former Broadway.com video vlogger, Queen Leslie Margarita, is going to star in the How the Grinch Stole Christmas parody, which is called Whose Holiday. Leslie Margarita stars as middle-aged Cindy Lou Who. Wow. Looking back on her time from when she met Mr. Grinch as a little, the little girl in the pajamas. So if anyone can pull that off, if anyone could do that, it's Leslie
Queen
Margarita. So we're
Leslie.
excited.
I can't
We're excited
wait.
for that. Cindy Lou
Yes.
Who.
Cindy Lou Who is right. The Moulin Rouge musical
The
today.
hits keep coming.
I can't wait. We have additional creative team info. Sonia Taya, who is a 2-time Emmy-nominated choreographer, she is going to be making the moves happen in Moulin Rouge. We also have scenic designer Derek McLean, costume designer Catherine Zuber, lighting designer Justin Townsend, and sound designer Peter Helinski.
This is a heavy hitters.
Yes,
This is a
serious
good
heavy
team.
hitters. And the Moulin Rouge musical is going to receive a workshop from October 30th to December 15th, and info will be announced soon about the world premiere production and casting.
Wow. There's
Yes.
so many people are so excited about that. And another world premiere that
Yes.
we've been hotly anticipating
I know,
for
I
years.
can't wait.
For years.
So,
Tell us about that.
Bill Finn and Rachel Scheinkin, who collaborated on the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, are adapting The Royal Family as a musical called The Royal Family of Broadway. Now, this is going to debut with Barrington Stage Company in 2018, so this coming summer.
Barrington Stage Company, which brought us
yes.
Company starring Aaron
Aaron
Tveit
Tveit.
last summer.
Yes.
So they know what they're doing.
I'm totally on board with that.
Okay, so also on the site today,
Yeah.
we have a character study with Eva Noblezada, star of Miss Saigon, getting into her Kim look, which is really
Incredible.
fun. We've got production shots of Time in the Conways,
Yep.
and that's all.
And
That's
that's
all.
all.
That's it. But that's a
Yeah,
lot.
some
That's a
meaty
lot to
news
dig
people.
through. Yes, it's
Yeah.
meaty. When we come back, Kristen Martin is here from WICKED.
Welcome back. Stage favourite Jackie Burns is triumphantly returning to Broadway blockbuster WICKED as Elphaba, alongside tour stars Amanda Jane Cooper as Glinda and Ashley Parker Angel as Fiero. We caught up with the talented trio about returning to their celebrated roles in the smash hit.
It's so exciting to be back in the bubble, and I'm so incredibly honored and grateful to join the incredible company here at the Gershwin.
It feels amazing, although it has never really left. I think I still have green from the last time I was here, so yeah.
Oh my God, what an amazing opportunity. I got a chance to do the tour, travel across the country playing this role, and now here in New York on Broadway again. It's going to be awesome.
It's an honor to get to play this role, and coming back to be able to find even more has been such a gift for me. She is, I think, one of the most amazing characters written for musical theater today. She has so much heart, so much tenacity.
One of my favorite things about playing Glinda is just all the discoveries that I get to make throughout the show. Where we meet her is so different from where she ends up, and so that journey is so thrilling.
It's an incredible circle to join. You know, there's been some amazing Fieros. You know, having graduated from the School of Boy Band, you know, of course, Joey McIntyre, you know, plays Fiero earlier on, and you have Adam Lambert, and you have some amazing just people that through the years have been able to play the role. So I feel honored to be able to be a part of that.
It's truly a love fest at the Gershwin Theatre, especially because these leading ladies are reuniting after several years.
I love me some Amanda Jane.
Welcome back. I'm here with Kristen Martin from Wicked, the most popular musical of all time. I think that's what it's called. Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to talk to you.
I'm
How's
happy
it
to be
going
here.
over there at the Gershwin?
It's always wonderful. It's a magical place. Everyone knows that, though.
Everyone knows that the Gershwin Theater is a magical place. So tell me when you started in Wicked.
Okay, I started on tour last summer, the end of August. So I did a 9-month contract on tour, and then they transferred me right after that contract here. So I started here at the end of July, here on Broadway.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was that call like? Like, you're going to Broadway.
Oh my gosh. It was crazy because I noticed a lot of the other principals around me on tour, they were being extended and I wasn't. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess they don't like me. It's fine. And then I got the phone call. I think they took pity on me. And
That's not how Broadway works.
It's
not like they take pity on you and put you on stage.
Well, I got the phone call from my agent and manager called at the same time, and usually that means something good. But I was like, well, I haven't auditioned for anything, so what could this be? And they said, they're transferring you, but you can't tell anyone. So it was.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, I was doing jumping jacks internally.
Internal jumping jacks.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how you got started. You were a dancer.
Yes. Yeah, I grew up dancing and tumbling, actually.
Bohati.
Bohati School of Dance. That's right.
And
Now they're called
also-
Kim's Dance Dynamics.
Oh, nice name change,
Yeah.
Bohati. So you started, how old were you when you started dancing?
I think I started when I was 2. I don't know if that counts. I think you're probably just learning, like, right, left. But yeah, I
You're
started
learning to
pretty
follow
young.
directions, yes.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
And then at what point were you bitten by the theater bug? Because I know that you continued with dance for a long time.
Yeah.
And then also
I think-
started to do some voice work.
I think dance did that. I think I saw a musical at the community theater, and that sort of inspired me to want to maybe start singing and acting. But I did end up going to a performing arts high school, Interlochen Arts Academy, where I was an acting major there, and I minored in voice and dance. So I
You switched
sort
it
of
over.
heavily switched over to acting primarily. So
And now you are in the least dancey part on Broadway.
Yep.
Because as we know, Nessa Rose is confined to a wheelchair for most of the show.
yeah.
So is that hard for you? I would feel like a dancer would want to move.
You know what? It actually was. It sort of took an emotional toll on me when I first started on tour, because I actually am sitting amidst the dancers who are brilliant. I have the best seat in the house, literally. But the movement is so beautiful in the show that I genuinely want to get up and do it, which I think is helpful for the character. So I've sort of
that's
embraced it in a sense. So
Yeah, you can dig into that frustration.
totally.
And before that, you were in Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark.
was. Yeah.
You were in the ensemble, and then you were the understudy Mary Jane. Is
That's
that
right. Yes.
So tell me about starting with that giant show.
It's such a long story. No, I'm just, I mean, it was such a different experience than what I'm having here at Wicked.
Well, they were still developing.
They
that
were still
show.
developing, and I was part of
And
that whole
developing and developing.
process. And of course, there were the injuries, and there was a lot of road bumps along the way. But it was a huge learning experience and just time of growth. So.
And is it true that you had a true actor's nightmare with that show, where you had to go on?
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, it was, they were trying to put the show up, and attention was sort of everywhere else. So, I mean, I wasn't the most important thing, like getting me ready to go on as an understudy. So that area was sort of neglected at the time. And yeah, I hadn't really learned the part yet. And they sort of threw me on mid-show. Surprise, surprise.
So Mary Jane couldn't continue for whatever reason, and so Jennifer Damiano, I guess, couldn't continue. And you...
They sort of pinned costumes on and put on this makeshift red wig, and they were sort of running lines with me before each scene, and then I'd come off stage and start crying, and then I'd go on for the next scene and sort of suck it up for a second. I don't really remember it that well, to tell you the truth.
So that was your first time being a lead in a Broadway show?
That's right.
That sounds scary.
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
like
scary,
that
but I'm really
nightmare.
glad that you stuck with it, because now you're in Wicked. You know your lines. You did it
I
for 9
do.
months on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, so many people have questions for you, because you're in 2 of the most talked about shows ever. Most people are saying, Kristen, we love you. And by the
thank
way,
you.
you are a delight on social media.
Oh
I
my
just wanna
goodness,
say
thank you
that.
so much.
And you and Jai are really fun together.
I love him. I really do.
Okay, then.
He's my lifeline on and off stage. I do.
Your
I
Bach,
love him
your
so
Bach.
much. He's my Bach.
So Marta is asking, what's your favorite song to sing as Nessa Rose?
Well, okay. Nessa kind of comes in, she'll sing like 16 bars and then kind of go away, then sing like 16 bars, then kind of go away. So my favorite 16 bars I can't talk about, but it's in Act 2. It's the last thing I sing.
It's a bit of a surprise. We're
It's a
not going to say.
surprise.
And people saw you on tour and loved you, and they love you.
Aw.
Also, they love you. How George is asking the question that all Nessa Roses get asked.
Yes.
How hard is it to keep the chair still on the raked stage?
Okay, there's a break on the chair.
But you have to have some muscles to operate that chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys should see my arms now. They're like no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I have to have some control over it. It was really hard, the transition from a flat stage to a rake stage, because on tour it's flat. But I've gotten used to it, and I actually, my biggest note typically is slow down in the chair, because I've become a little speed demon in it.
Racing around the stage. That's what you're doing. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Are you in touch with other Nessa Roses? Is there a Sisterhood of the Traveling Wheelchair?
Oh my goodness. Actually, that's a good idea. I think I should start like a Facebook page
If
for
you're
Nessa
a Nessa Rose
Roses.
watching, you need to
Yeah,
contact
reach
Kristen.
out to me. Let's be friends.
But you did this on tour with Amanda Jane Cooper.
Yes.
And were there other members of the cast that you were on tour with that came to Broadway with you?
Yes, Chad Jennings, our Dr. Dillerman, he actually came before me. Jeremy Thompson, he came after, which I was so excited about because he's amazing. Who else was on
So
tour?
that must feel comfortable then. So you come in, but you have familiar faces, people that
Yeah.
you know really well that you work with.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
That's a helpful
Yeah.
situation. Okay, George is asking you to please talk about the rehearsal process for Spider-Man.
Oh.
It was lengthy.
It was
lengthy,
very
George.
lengthy. It went on and on and on and on. So basically, long story short. Yeah, I mean, it really did. It was, an 8-month tech? So we...
And how long is tech usually? 4 days?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually tech is so quick. So it was like 8 months of tech and preview. So we were coming in and rehearsing and trying new things every day. And we would try it on stage that night in previews. So
you had an audience basically for your tech.
Yeah.
Which is hard. That's hard on the actors, hard on the whole company,
Yeah.
I think. David is asking, and this is a good question I've always wondered about.
Yeah.
What is the audition process like for Wicked?
Oh, okay. Well, I've only auditioned for Nessa, and it was last summer, and it was a pretty big call actually. I got all of the material sent to me by my agents, and
So you're auditioning with the Wicked material,
Yes,
which you probably
with
have already memorized if you're one of us. I'm just saying.
with specifically the Nessa material, and not all of her music. It's not on the cast album, so it's a little bit trickier to learn, just because we don't want to give away any plot points.
Oh, that's
so I actually didn't know the Nessa material, and I had to learn it for that audition. But there were a lot of Nessas, a lot of girls. We did the thing, you know, you line up and you go in, and yeah, I lucked out. I lucked out that day.
And so now you're back in New York.
Yes.
And so someone's asking, what's your favorite thing about being back in New York City?
Being back in New York City, I love New York City. I've lived here on and off for like 13 years now, so it's like a second home to me. Yeah.
That's great. So it's easy. Okay, Michelle. Okay, now we're getting personal. Are you ready for the personal questions? Michelle wants to know, what song do you love to jam to?
Oh.
It's not that personal, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's not that personal. What do I like to jam to? I actually really like top 40 music. So like sometimes I'll put on like Pandora top 40 and I'll jam out to that. Like specifically, I mean Beyonce, right?
That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
That is an A+ answer. And Laura's asking, what is your dream role?
Oh, dream role? Actually, I think Sweet Charity.
Ah,
Yeah, I feel like
that's a dancey role.
Yeah, she dances. I feel like I relate to her, not like the stripper part, but like the quirky, funny, like
Thank you for
loving
clarifying.
part.
And Alec is asking, would you like to graduate to full-time alphabet? But I want to say, it's not like Nessa Rose's become alphabet. That's not how it really works.
Yeah, no.
It's a different skill set sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of people actually ask me if I would wanted to do Elphaba or Glinda or but I play Nessa and I love playing Nessa. I love the role. So I've like that.
You get some really good tights.
If anything, I want to be Chistery.
That makes sense. After being in the chair, you get to be the flying monkey.
I love Chistery.
I think that's a great idea. And Rena is asking, what is your favorite part about playing this role?
I think sort of I get to play with a lot of different things. The first act is very different for me than the second act, which is a fun challenge, which again, I can't talk too much about what that is, but I grow up a lot.
Now let's go back and talk about your background a little bit more, because you have done some other tours.
Yes.
Right? You did Chorus Line.
Chorus Line, Cats, 42nd Street.
All the dance shows.
Yeah.
And you were also that community players that you saw as a child. You went and ended up being on stage there as an older person, right? You saw a show there. What was the show that you saw that inspired you?
Oh, that I saw there when I was younger?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, what was it? I think it was Secret Garden.
Oh, that's a good inspiration. And then later you did some work there. Is that true, that you actually performed as a kid?
I would perform as a kid growing up there. But then also the professional theater that is in East Lansing, I played twice now on tour, and I grew up seeing shows there. So that was really surreal for me.
So the theater that you grew up going to and being inspired by, you actually got to be on stage. Was that for Wicked?
Wicked and A Chorus Line.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Local celebrity in Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah, totally.
But it's nice, a Midwestern girl coming in.
Yeah, no, it totally, it's all been such a dream. I'm so thankful for all of it, so yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, people have millions of questions, but mostly they're telling me how much they love you. Paige is asking, what do you do in your spare time off stage?
I make videos, guys.
Yes,
haven't you noticed?
You make a lot of videos. Let's talk about that.
I do. I like doing it. It's fun. It's like a fun project backstage. I hang out with Jai. Jai and I are buddies. We hang out. I'm in a room with the standbys who are the coolest, most grounded women that I could share a space with. Libby and Marianne. They're incredible. So that's awesome. So yeah.
So all the people who are wondering what it's like backstage really just need to go to your Instagram.
Just go to my Instagram. You'll see.
Really, it's not a secret. And Carlos is asking, does Nessa have an ensemble track?
Actually, there's a group of principal members that if you look closely, you will see in the opening number. But that's kind of a loophole in like equity rules or something where we can perform on stage in the ensemble until we debut as our character in the show.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm learning things.
You'll see Fierro, a Bach, a Dilliman, and me. If you look closely, we're in there.
So you have a non-Nessa costume.
Yes.
Non-Nessa costume.
Yeah, hidden.
And so Sweet Charity's your dream role. People already asked that, but they're asking again. And that, I mean, so many questions I can't even. Do you still take dance class to make up for your wheelchair time?
I should. Actually, you know what? I'm going to. I need to go take dance class.
I don't know if it needs to. You do need to do that to make up for your wheelchair time, just to do it.
No, but I really should.
A lot of sitting in Wicked.
There's a lot of sitting, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. It was so nice to meet you.
It's so good to meet you too.
We love Wicked.
We do.
Who doesn't love Wicked? You guys, we will see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Bye.